Dark Souls 1 is like childbirth. Hudson Soft, these make Pokemon. People were betting their life savings on losing. Down bad, no money, track phone, had a busted screen. Yeah, that held me down. That was a crazy app session. Golly! Okay, Atari 2600. I will say, those games are boring. It's literally a joystick and a button. The button was clicky. The Joy-Con, like the joystick was a joystick. So it gets a flat ass C tier. I've never played the 5200, I think that's what that is. I've never played the 7800, never played the NA 7800. I've never played the Jaguar. It looks ugly as chunky. I've never played the Magnavox Odyssey or this Magnavox. I've never played the Intellivision, never played the ColecoVision, never played the Vectrex. God damn, how many video game consoles are there? All right, the NES, we're back at controllers I have used. The like box square ass NES controller, I want to say it's a C because it's classic. It works for the games that it works for. I'll give it a good old C tier because I'm ambivalent. It's above the 2600, so maybe the 2600 is a D tier because it's just a stick and a button. The NES dog bone, I've never used the dog bone, but it kind of looks like a Super Nintendo controller, but with 2 buttons. So it might get B tier just off that. NES Advantage, I always wanted to use the NES Advantage, I'm not gonna lie, but I never touched it. NES Advantage looks so cool, especially when I watch all those old AVGN videos. It looks like a hitbox low-key, right? It just looks like it would be great. I would love if it had like the 4 buttons for the D-pad instead of a joystick. I feel like the joystick definitely like probably ages horribly. It looks amazing. Super Famicom, I'm not gonna say I've used the Super Famicom controller because buying a USB, like buying that bull Wii Super Nintendo as a controller 256, it looks fun. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I love fight sticks and hitboxes. Now, the reason it's not going in A tier. All right, so boom, you see the buttons here? I think this is X and Y here. Those buttons are spin jump in Mario World. That's what I'm specifically thinking of because that's what I played the most on the Super Nintendo. Spin jump was that button. So when you're running and you want to do a regular jump and then a spin jump, you gotta move your thumb in weird ways. But that's the only thing keeping it from being an A tier. The Virtual Boy, I've never touched the Virtual Boy. The N64, I'm nostalgic of the N64. It's one of the first consoles I've ever played. I remember playing Everything or Nothing, 007 Everything or Nothing. Maybe it wasn't Everything or Nothing. Maybe it was GoldenEye, but there was another one. The World Is Not Enough. Okay, The World Is Not Enough. I played The World Is Not Enough more than GoldenEye. I will say that. This game, oh, it had the blue cartridge and everything. Ah, I remember this. Yo, I remember this. I remember there was a snow level, right? You would be going down the snow and I would like, it had the same control scheme as GoldenEye. Yo, the first level. Oh man, bro, this was fun. All right, this was fun. I love this game. Off nostalgia, I'd want to put it in B tier, but the analog stick sucks. The fact that it's like a 3-pronged boomerang, that sucks. So it has to go in D tier just off of that. Some people would put it in F tier. Nostalgia's keeping me from doing that. The GameCube controller, that's our first recipient of the S tier. Analog triggers. It doesn't have 2 bumpers, 1 bumper, the Z button. They're like, it's Nintendo games. You don't need 2 bumpers in Nintendo games. It's just so perfect for the games that you play on the GameCube. Like even some Wii games, GameCube controllers perfect, especially for playing Smash. Oh my god, if you've never played Smash Melee on a GameCube controller, I'm sticking by this S tier. There are like 3 S tier controllers in my opinion. GameCube controller is one of them, and it's also nostalgia. The Wavebird, I've never used the Wavebird. All right, listen, I think the Wiimote definitely goes in A tier, and here's the reason why. The Wiimote's pretty much half the reason why the Wii sold as well as it did, because the Wii is literally just a GameCube, but you have a remote control. The Wiimote and the Nunchuck, I also put that in A tier just because for the games that use the Nunchuck well, it's fantastic. I really wish, I feel like if the Wiimote and Nunchuck came back for the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 was powerful like a PS4 Pro and they put goddamn Skyrim or an Elder Scrolls game on there and you had the motion controls and the motion controls worked well in any point, bro, imagine a first person medieval knight fighting game. The Nunchuck is the shield, the Wiimote is the sword, you shield and sword, bro, that would be the greatest thing ever. And I feel like the Wii the closest thing that the Wii got was Skyward Sword with that. And that's why Skyward Sword was such a good game. I never used the classic controller, but I did use the classic controller Pro, and I think it's pretty alright. I'm gonna agree with that. The Wii U gamepad was just too big. I think I've only used the Wii U Pro controller one time, and it was playing Mario Kart, so I didn't really get all of the effects of it. It just felt like a Xbox 360 controller. So like it gets B tier just because the Xbox 360 controller is good. I don't like the fact that the two sticks were at the top. That was the thing that got me. I didn't like that. Like the right stick should have been on the bottom. The Wii Classic Controller Pro had it like the Dual Shocks where the sticks were on the bottom. I kind of like it when one stick is up here and one stick is down here. You know, that's my personal opinion. Joy-Cons, once again, F tier. I hate the Joy-Cons so goddamn much. The Joy-Cons piss me the off. The Joy-Cons, too small. 1, 2, Joy-Con drift. 3, too many features to make them $80 for no goddamn reason. If it did that, it would just be the Xbox controller. And honestly, it would low-key be better. Single Joy-Con, I wish there was a tier below F tier, so this could go in that tier. I really wish there was a tier where it was just go to hell. TurboGrafx 16. This was the project for Kanye West. Did that nigga ever play a TurboGrafx 16, or did he just like the way that sounded? I don't believe he actually played on that. I don't believe a single person. How many TurboGrafx 16s were sold? And why is it only one? And it's spelled with an F. It's the F tier console. What the it's so bright. My eyes. Hudson Soft. These niggas make Pokemon. Wait, no, they make Mario Party. All right, yeah, they made the Pokemon trading card game. All right, that's all I needed to see. I technically wasn't wrong. Neo Geo. Oh, Neo Geo, that's where the SNK games came from. I never played the SNK games on the Neo Geo. I always only played them on PC. I never played any Philips consoles. God damn, how many Philips controllers were there? All right, here we go. PlayStation controllers. Now, I don't have as much nostalgia for PlayStation controllers that I know a lot of people do. I only ever really played on the PlayStation 1, like the classic, like a handful of times. Because like by the time I got a PlayStation 1, I got it for free from a thrift store. Because a lady was like, "Oh, aren't you a cute little?" And then she gave it to me for free. But the only problem is I already had a PlayStation 2 that I could play all the PlayStation games that I could potentially get. I'd have to put it in C tier just because it's very casual, you know, it's something light. There's no, you know, sticks, no analog sticks. It's just D-pad, 4 buttons. It's basically a Super Nintendo controller with a handle. If the Super Nintendo controller is in B, the superior version of it gotta be in B too, right? But then a lot of things are gonna be in B at that point. So maybe I have to no. I mean, it didn't jump out to me like the Super Nintendo controller does. So I'll keep it in C tier. I don't have the same nostalgia for it. Now, the analog version, let's just act like the order matters. Boom. PS1 analog. It has an analog. It dual analog. It's automatically better. But the only issue is how many games utilize the analog sticks on the PlayStation 1. You know, I know the PlayStation 1 had 3D capabilities. I know there were some 3D games, but a lot of PlayStation, you know, on at least the games that I've played, they were like 2D side scrollers, like 32-bit looking 2D side scroller things. Maybe it wasn't 32-bit. I don't remember how many bits the PlayStation 1 was. Mind you, once again, I never really played the PlayStation 1. Oh, maybe the DualShock had like rumble. All right, PlayStation 2. This is the one I played the most of. I remember playing Gungrave, San Andreas, Devil May Cry, the collection. Oh man. PS2 controller, definitely got to go A tier. I didn't play the PS3. I didn't have one. The PS4. I only used the PS4 controller like a couple times, but I do think it's the superior. It's a good version. It's a good controller. I like the touchpad. Okay. Never used the PSVR, PS Move. What the f is that? All right, PS5 controller. I want to talk about this. I want to get my dialogue out. This goddamn controller. It feels so goddamn good to use. This is one of the greatest premium feeling controllers I've ever. The issues that I have with this controller are its durability, really. Like the durability, like I haven't had this a whole year yet, and it's already drifting. Mind you, the Joy-Con that everybody complains about having drift, the Joy-Con I haven't drifted. Like they have not drifted. So that's my issue with the PS5 controller. Does it take it out of S tier for me? I think it does. I think it gets A tier just because of the durability issues. It goes underneath the PS2 DualShock 2 because I had like 3 PS2 controllers. Not a single one of them none of them drifted. None of them broke. I had that like my whole childhood. I have never used the Edge, rather Edge. Never used the DualShock, the PSVR 2. That PS5 down and C. See, I only want the PS5 in A tier because my only issue is the durability. Like if the PS5 never drifted, this is the easy S. Like this is such a good controller, bro. Like I love the shit out of this controller. I just wish the joystick didn't drift. If I was doing this list like a month or two ago, oh, this would top of the list easily. Like I don't use the gyro very often, so you know, like we're talking about features wise, I don't use the gyro. The adaptive triggers, I keep the adaptive triggers on for every game that I play. And mind you, this is what I thought would be the first issue. I thought the adaptive trigger would f up because I was gonna buy the Edge controller and it was like so expensive. I could buy a whole goddamn Switch. Yeah, I can buy a whole Switch Lite. I'm never gonna use a Switch Lite, so what's the deal here? My thing is, you could buy a whole console for the price of the controller. That's my deal. Like you could buy a whole goddamn console, and I know some of these Switch Lites, like, hold on, let's go. Hyrule Switch Lite with bonus Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack is load faster, please. Oh, never mind, retailers. $209. The fact that I almost doxed my location. For $9 extra, you could buy a whole console and have like legacy games. Like Nintendo Switch Online, that's Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo NES, like 6 consoles, like select games, not a lot of games, not the optimal games, not the perfect games that you'd want, but it's still a lot of games for the same price as this controller that you use to play games. What the f is a Casio Loopy? I don't know what that is. There are a lot of controllers here that I don't know. Now we're at controllers that I do know. Oh, it's the 3-button Sega Genesis controller. This is the only Sega Genesis controller that I've ever used, and I think it's a pretty okay controller. I'll put it in C tier. I don't use half the features. Records audio automatically. It's chunky feeling for me compared to the PS. I'm assuming that's forward controller. And the options, the share button is too small. You know, you bring up some good points. The recording audio automatically thing, I don't like the fact that the microphone is in the controller. But I'm always constantly like thinking like, oh, is it on? Is the microphone on? So I'm always making sure the microphone isn't on. I don't know if the microphone is on or off right now. So that's an issue probably. I don't know. Somebody could probably hop in a party with me and be like, oh, what's this guy talking about? Hear me beating my little meat. Like, oh man, I'm disappointed in this nigga. It's chunky feeling for you. Yeah, I guess that is the difference between our hands. Options and share button is too small. I don't know, the options button feels right for me. Like, it feels good. Like, it's next to the triangle. So I like having the options button here. I should probably use the controller that I'm not using, that's not plugged in. Options button here feels nice. I like that. Share button, I never use it, so I don't really like sharing things on like consoles and things like that. So this button could just not exist and I wouldn't feel any different. Sega Saturn, never played it, never played that. Never played whatever the Sega Saturn 3D controller, never played that. I never played the Dreamcast. I really want to get a Dreamcast, low-key. The Ouya, I've never played the Ouya. I saw videos of like YouTubers playing the Ouya. Never used the Steam controller, never used the Google Stadia. What the is a Zebo? All right, here we go. We're back at controllers I know. We got the Xbox, the Duke. We got the Duke Dennis Xbox. The Xbox controller S. I never used this one. You know what? Maybe my issue with the Duke controller, I had a bootleg Duke controller. Like, I had a Mad Catz Duke controller. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my opinion on the Duke controller for the original Xbox is altered. Maybe it's compromised because I only had like a Mad Catz. But my opinion on the GameCube controller wasn't compromised, and I had a couple Mad Catz of that one too. So the Xbox 360 controller, that's another S tier for me. Let's put it right here. Personally, putting it right there. No, let's put it like right here. Because I have grown, as I said before. Never used the Kinect. I didn't really with the Kinect. I used the Xbox controller once at my brother's place, and I was disappointed in him when I used it because I was like, bro, we have PlayStations. Why did you buy an Xbox? So it's just a 360 controller, but like chunkier. So, but I haven't really used it, so I can't really say much of it. Let's just go have not used, because I don't want to. You know, I haven't used any of these Xbox controllers. I've stopped using like Xbox controllers with the 360. The NES Max, that looks interesting. The D-pad looks nasty, actually. I don't like that. The Wii Balance Board. I hate this because it called me fat when I was 6 years old. That's my list. That's my tier list. Whole bunch of games that have not used. At these, you know, the Xbox, the Duke, Joy-Cons, single Joy-Con, Wii Balance Board, and F tier. Fun fact, I have 59 minutes left on Wukong. Let's do games tier list. That should be fun, right? Yeah, let's see what the games are. All right, so we got Armored Core. I haven't played that one yet. I want to get to it. Let's just get the ones I haven't played out yet. I think that's another Armored Core. Is that Demon Souls? What the fuck is that? All right, so boom. Games I have played. I want to go from... Should I go in the order that they're at? Okay. From the order that they're at, we're gonna start with Elden Ring, the most recent one, the one that I've played the most recently, the one that I think I've played the most recently. If I want to look at, actually, I can verify that. So I have 205 hours of Elden Ring. 205 compared to Dark Souls 1. I have 124 hours of Dark Souls 1. Yeah, only 124 hours of Dark Souls 1, which is crazy because I feel like I've mastered that game. But it is a smaller game compared to Elden Ring, so it is less to master. Dark Souls 2, fun fact, I have 8 hours in that game. Let's not talk about that. I think Elden Ring is a damn good game. I think it's a masterpiece. Okay, yeah. The only thing keeping me away from putting Elden Ring in masterpiece, like definitively, is... it's so large that there are parts of it that I forget, you know, and it's like you eat a masterpiece meal. It's like, oh, you savor every bite, you know, you don't forget any bites. You don't forget the sensation of like the cream sauce all over your mouth. I gotta stop talking like that. You know, you don't forget anything about a masterpiece. But there are some parts of Elden Ring that I think I've like shelved away. You know, I'll just put it in I'll put it in a masterpiece. There's some parts in the DLC that I think are a little lacking, but I'm including the DLC in the package because that's what I do. This nigga eating cream sauce. If you never had a cream sauce with your steak, you're missing out. Mushroom cream sauce with your steak. Oh, wait, ooh, that's fantastic. Dark Souls 2. Okay, so I have not fought Radon after he got like patched. Radon pissed me the f off. Like I see that they've slowed him down, and they removed one of his roll catches. But mind you, the roll catch, it was damn near unrollable. It was damn near undodgeable. I personally fought him with two kinds of builds. I fought him with a big chunky boy strength build, and then I fought him with the Moonveil Katana. Actually, not the Moonveil Katana. I used the Great Katana. But yeah, I beat him those ways. But that's my main issue. There were, you know, a couple bugs, but like I don't really care too much about bugs as long as they're not game breaking. Like big ass games are gonna have bugs. They're gonna have glitches. Unless the bugs and glitches like impede my progress in the game. Cyberpunk 2077. Yes, I have played Cyberpunk 2077. I've played enough of it where I can't get a refund, and I don't want to buy that DLC to fix the game. I've played 33 hours of Cyberpunk 2077. I really like the Cyberpunk aesthetic, okay? So they got me like that. They got me. Okay, they got me. I got 33 hours of Cyberpunk. They got me. I haven't played it since the DLC came out. So maybe one day I'll get to playing the game on stream. I want to, but the only problem is there's a lot of like dick, cock, and balls in the game. And also I'd be playing my character naked. It's Cyberpunk. You gotta get freaky. Holla if you're hearing, my chooms. I'll say Dark Souls 2 is above average. I don't think there is a single bad game here. All right. Even if we look at Demon Souls, yeah, he's a gooner, confirmed. That's not true. My character is a gooner. I don't think there's a single bad game here. Like every single one of these games I can put on, I'll enjoy my time. There are some games that I enjoy more, and that's how I look at it. I probably won't use the mediocre. I probably will. And you know what? I'll use the first mediocre for Dark Souls 2. There's 2 games going in mediocre. We can probably tell which ones it's gonna be. Dark Souls 2, I just feel like there are some enemy placements that really piss me off. Like, the runbacks piss me off, enemy placements piss me off, and everything I say about Dark Souls 2, copy and paste it for Demon Souls. So, Demon Souls goes right next to it. Those are the 2 going in mediocre. That's all I have to say about those games. I got like halfway through Demon Souls. I think it was live on stream. I like my capture card was. I will run back Demon Souls. It probably won't be anytime soon. Easiest masterpiece. This game is so good. I have platinum this game. Yes, that is right. I am a tomb prospector. I'm one of you. I didn't use any of the scam chalice dungeons. I know it's very easy to use the scam chalice dungeons, but I didn't. I went through all of the wikis. I've studied all of the knowledge. I am a tomb prospector. I could run anything through. I could run through all of these tombs. This is the greatest game I've ever played. From the lore, god damn, just one thing, just the one thing, the insight. Oh my god, the insight. Sekiro, right there next to it. Sekiro is so goddamn good. Oh man, just you put on Sekiro, you hear the woodwinds, you take out your sword, you hit people, and it feels like you hit them and then you hit them. You hit them and you hit them. It feels so good to deflect, to attack, to hold your attack, and just boom. Everything about Sekiro is just concise and perfect, you know? Like, the bosses are great. There are a couple repeat bosses, and it's a very concise game. So the repeat bosses does feel a little unfortunate. I wish they would have had more development time. But also, this game I think was published by Activision. So it's Activision. This is the greatest game Activision has ever published. Like, and if I'm wrong, it'll be a hard sell. It'll be a hard sell for anyone to tell me that Activision has published a game better than Sekiro. Dark Souls. Personally, I want to put in Masterpiece, and this is my tier list, so I can put it in Masterpiece. So, Dark Souls 1, it is the most... God damn it. Okay, you know what? It's going in above average. I know it has issues, right? I know it has issues. Okay, the whole second half. But... And honestly, when I say the whole second half, after all these challenges that I've done in Dark Souls, I feel like the challenge, like the second half isn't as bad anymore. I don't know if that's Stockholm syndrome, but Lost Izalith, I can run right through. I'm not in. Put that janky piece of shit where it belongs. I did. It belongs in Masterpiece. There's just something about it. Just running through, like, all the aesthetics. And when I'm playing the game, I hate it. When I'm done playing the game, it's like, oh man, I can't wait until I get back to playing this game. It's like childbirth, bro. Dark Souls 1 is like childbirth. When that little jit is coming out of your hole, you hate it. You're like, I never want to do this again. I hate this. But once it's done, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to get pregnant again. This was a weird analogy. This was weird. I shouldn't have said any of that, but it works because I'm still standing by it, but it's weird. Dark Souls 3, god damn, it's also a masterpiece. Dark Souls 3 is like Dark Souls 1 if it was good. That's how I feel about FromSoft's catalog. I believe this is on like Xbox 360 Plus. Because none of these games are Kingsfield. And if it was any of those PlayStation 2, like PlayStation Classic, like those games, they would go and haven't played, because I have not played Kingsfield 1, or 2. Hold on, NBA teams? Oh man. We already know which one's going up here. Oop. First S rank. Hey, look at that. Wow, that's all we need to do. Here we go. Second S rank. Boom. Okay, where's the other one? Third S tier. There we go, that's my list. Hold on. Wait. Where is it? F tier. That's my list. Best NBA teams. Yay! That's how I feel about these teams. I'm gonna keep those 3 there. We got the... Why does this logo not look familiar? So if I remember correctly, they drafted... Who'd they draft recently? Didn't they? I don't even think it's recently. Is Bol on the Hawks? He's on the Suns? When the f did he get to the Suns? Yeah, that can go to hell. The Nets, honestly... I feel like the Nets had potential. I'll put it in B. The Nets had potential, but unfortunately, 3 people that were on the Nets just did not have synergy. The Bulls had a very good era. Right now, they're in their flop era. Cavs had a very good era. I think legacy-wise, the Cavs with LeBron Cavs, both versions of LeBron Cavs. That's my GOAT. You can talk about Luka Doncic all you want. I hate that. I hate that nigga. Wait, hold on. Reverse it. Is Luka Doncic? Is he the one I'm thinking of, or is it the other nigga? These 2 niggas are the same person to me. Which is crazy, because Jokic is not similar to Luka Doncic at all. Speaking of the Denver Nuggets gets A tier specifically because of the Denver Nuggets fit. The nigga with the... I'm not even gonna look it up because I might get something crazy. It's gonna be on Twitter. The Detroit Pistons had a really good run last year, and by really good, wait, reverse it. It was a horrible run. They were terrible. People were betting their life savings on the Detroit Pistons losing. That's how bad they were doing. Rockets were really good when they had the beard. I don't care for them right now. The legacy of the Heat gets them an A tier. All right. And it's not because I'm a LeBron fan. It is because I'm a LeBron fan. Shut up. We got the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks, baby. Milwaukee Bucks. They're dying as soon as Antetokounmpo leaves. We got the Timberwolves. I don't give a f about the Timberwolves. We got the Pelicans. I think Zion Williamson's freaky ass is on the Pelicans. So they go on the F tier just because that nigga's a freaky frog. I know they're not good. I know, okay? I know they don't use D-Rose. I know they weren't using D-Rose perfectly. They are still one of my favorite teams, okay? Like, I still love the Knicks. OKC had a very good, they had a good era. How is he a freaky frog? Nigga, what the f do you mean, how is he a freaky frog? That's the freakiest frog of them all. I don't have anything against them in Orlando Magic. The Phoenix Suns, they had my nigga Charles Barkley. So I'll put them in B tier because Charles Barkley was. We got Portland. I hate Portland. Let's put it in F tier. Sacramento Kings. I don't really have an opinion on the Sacramento Kings. Let's put them in D tier, just because. Toronto Raptors. I hate Drake. Utah Jazz. All right. I'm skipping the Spurs. Look, I get all my opinions from Charles Barkley. Put the Spurs in the F tier. And the Utah Jazz. You know what? That's harsh for the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz ain't did nothing wrong with me. This is how I feel about the NBA right now. That's how I feel. I feel like there's a lot more to the story. I don't remember it all, but I remember when I was reading through the story, it was like, oh, this nigga's going crazy. You wanna drop that pipe bomb in my chat like that? All right, ultimate Gilf tier list. I'm not doing that. Oh, this is who I think is gonna win. That's my NFL list. That's my NFL list. All right, rappers in 2024. Oh dear, 133. Are there really that many rappers? All right, we're already starting. It's consistently okay. You know, that's how I feel about 21 Savage. It's no longer 2017, 2018. I don't want to hear anything from 6ix9ine. Why the fuck is he here in 2024? He's like, my name is Black, but everybody calls me Six Lack. I should put that nigga in trash just for that. 6 Lack. I like 6 Lack's music. I'm gonna put it in good. Wait, ASAP Ferg. Okay, I feel like ASAP Ferg is I feel like some ASAP Ferg songs are great. Some ASAP Ferg songs are, I would rather be listening to anything else. Old ASAP Rocky, I will say, I can't even say there was a best era for ASAP Rocky. There's just eras of ASAP Rocky I'll listen to more. So like Lamb's Casino era ASAP Rocky, like Long Live ASAP. At Long Last ASAP was also very good. I really love that album. And Absol definitely goes all the way up there as well. I think 2 Chainz, okay, if we're including Titty Boy era 2 Chainz. How about ASAP Rocky and go? I legit turn this shit off. Look, the Based on a True Story 1 and 2, those albums, I was bumping that on my iTunes. If I'm talking exclusively early 50 Cent, like up to the Curtis album, he would definitely go and GOAT. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really listen to much Boogie. Action Bronson. Putting Action Bronson. This list is trash. To you, Anderson .Paak. Ooh. Big Sean's discography is like Stroman's King Loaf. It's very mid-bred. I don't like his most recent project. I don't like his earliest projects. Like even the stuff in between, like the lettuce is a little tainted. Lettuce tastes a little sour. I think Finally Famous is the beginning of the, like, he's starting to improve. I don't really listen to enough Blockboy JB. I heard Shoot. Personally, I love the Saturation trilogy of Brockhampton. And then like the occasional like song from like the albums after that. Since he did drop The Big Day, he goes right here next to 21 Savage. Chief Keef. Okay, my thing with Chief Keef, he's very influential. He has so many good songs. His discography is like Gucci Mane and Lil B. Like, he has so many songs that not every single one of them is going to be amazing. Childish Gambino. I don't need to explain that. Like, she doesn't make the music that I'm really into. Danny Brown. Okay, Danny Brown. We're putting Danny Brown right here. He is very talented. I think Danny Brown is one of my favorite rappers. This is probably controversial. Putting him here. Putting him there. I know. This list is compromised. If I'm being real with you, probably more like that. Like the Drake albums, like I know I'm light skinned, all right? I'm light skinned. Earl Sweatshirt goes up there. After Feet of Clay, I think he's one of my favorite alternative hip hop artists. I'm including his production in this. I like his production and his rapping. That's what I'm including in that. That's why he's there, and that's also why he's gonna be above Killer Mike. Eminem, for me personally, I think he's bogged down by his goddamn production. Like, his early music, I feel like the production didn't matter as much, and the production was good in the early music. I think after Revival, or Relapse, was it Relapse? Recovery, Relapse, Revival. After Relapse, his beat choices, it was the 2010s. From the 2010s to 2020, his beat selection has been absolute horrid. Have you listened to the Rap God beat? Future. Yeah, that works. You go here, buddy. Aiden Smith has two albums that I specifically enjoy. For people who have actually listened to Jay-Z, this is the easiest choice. It's an easy choice to put him there. The nigga made the Black Album, Reasonable Doubt Volume 2. Like, where else would you put him? Now, this one's hard. This one's hard because JPEG Mafia, I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of Veteran. I'm a big fan of Black Ben Carson. I'm a big fan of Communist Slow Jams. I'm putting him here. He'd probably hate that. He'd hate to see that. I'm sorry, JPEG Mafia. You probably hate that. When I listen to Juice WRLD, I think of the me from 2017, 2018. Kanye West. This is not surprising to a single human being that knows me. I don't even feel like explaining myself. Killer Mike. This is the guy I was talking about that LP would be above. I think Killer Mike goes here. Here. Killer Mike goes there. I enjoy his work on Run the Jewels more than his solo work. I know that's probably debatable, especially the people who are big fans of the Grammys. I enjoyed his Michael album. I think I enjoy LP's solo work, like the features, the production, more than Killer Mike's solo production. Kodak Black, he just can't stay out of jail, so I'm putting him right here. Little B. Now this is definitely perfect. This is personal. I'm gonna put Little B here, and we know why. Okay, the songs that he has that are good, they're great, but the nigga has like over 1 billion songs, and like half of them are bad. I just personally don't enjoy Little Baby, but yeah, Lil Dicky, I don't enjoy Lil Dicky at all. This nigga got me through a very rough time in my life, so we're putting him here. Lil Yachty, all right, Lil Yachty. We're still in the little rappers. Honestly, I'm gonna put him here. For me personally, this is my personal opinion. Once again, I listen to a lot of Lil Yachty music. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Lil Yachty is very talented. I think he makes very good music. It is definitely popcorn. It's definitely popcorn music. And the Let's Start Here album, I don't think it's like monumental. I don't think it's groundbreaking. I don't think it did anything new. I do think it did something interesting. I do like what it did. I just feel like it was not really a Yachty project. It was like a Tame Impala project that Lil Yachty decided to like randomly do some vocals on. I don't even really think he was really rapping that much. But he felt like features on songs on his own album, and I want, if he continues down this path, I want him to be more prominent on projects like that. Meek Mill, the Philadelphian in me wants to put him in this tier, but I should put him here. He goes above 6 Lakh, but below 21 Savage, personally. Migos, they had a very good run. A very, very good run. I think from 2014 to 2018, the Migos were unstoppable. But unfortunately, they were unstoppable. You couldn't keep them out the studio. I'll put Nas, like, here personally. Stillmatic, I feel like that was the beginning of his downfall. Godson was pretty okay. I enjoyed Godson. Hip Hop is Dead, I don't hate it. You know, I just feel like he was just kind of like doing things in the era, like from 2002 up until 2018. He was kind of just doing things, and like they weren't bad, but they weren't like GOAT territory. And then when he came out with Nasir, I personally think that's when he realized, like, oh, I'm not ass, I just don't have good beat selection. And I wish Eminem would have the same realization, so Eminem would be like in GOAT territory with me as well. Because I don't think Eminem is a bad musician. I don't think anything is wrong with Eminem. I just think he has horrid beat selection, and he's tired of rapping over the same he's tired of rapping over the same beats about the same shit. So he raps about cancel culture, and he raps about how good at rapping he is, and it gets tiring. You're not like Doom, in where Doom has, you could listen to a song like that's that, and he's talking about how good of a rapper he is, and you have no clue what he's saying. You have no clue that's the topic. So also, when Doom eventually pops up, he will be at the very top. I'm spoiler alert. Nicki Minaj, despite what I personally feel about her right now, I do believe she belongs here. I'm not gonna lie, I did not listen to too much Nipsey before he passed. I think the thing I listened to Nipsey the most was the Party Next Door song, Candy. And I liked his verse on there. I really wish I would have listened to more of his music before he passed, so my opinion wouldn't be altered by like people's respect and like and all that, like people's respect and reverence for him. Offset, I don't think Offset is the greatest member of the Migos, but I think his solo output is better than the Migos like individual output. I don't think so. I personally don't think so. I think the Migos, like from 2014 to 2018, some will even say 2013. I'm not an Atlanta native, so I wasn't really listening to them in 2013. So when Pee Wee Longway was known as the 4th member of the Migos, that was when I got into it. Playboy Cardi, this is me personal. This is my personal opinion. This is how I listen. Shut the fuck up. Post Malone, I don't care for him. I think I've only ever heard like 1 or 2 songs from Princess Nokia. I think she's with Awful Records. I have to listen to more of her before I get an opinion. Pusha T. Yeah, that looks right. Quavo. Quavo is very inconsistent solo. Some would say bad. You know what? I'm putting Quavo here. I think Logic solo work is... I think Logic is better than Quavo's solo work, personally. Ray Shremmerd. I enjoy a lot of Ray Shremmerd songs. Run the Jewels as a group. This is difficult. This is difficult because I have LP right here. I think Run the Jewels is better than his solo work. And it's better than Killer Mike's solo work. Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q definitely belongs to be right. Yeah, right there. I feel like Sheck West needs to release more music. But I do enjoy his music when he releases it. Like, I loved Mudboy. I'll put Sheck West, like, right here. Plus that Mac freestyle. I really enjoyed that. Ski Mask. Ski Mask is another one that's really inconsistent. T-Pain. Tallahassee Pain. Hetty Pan her ass down. I'm putting him right here. T Grizzly. I don't listen to enough T Grizzly. I think I've really only listened to like D to the A, and that was like pretty much it. First Day Out. That was pretty much it. I haven't listened enough to have an opinion. Travis Scott. Once again, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. I grew up listening. I damn near grew up listening to Travis Scott. All right, from the moment Al Farrell came out, when the nigga came out with God Level, what was it? God? It wasn't God Level because that was the Kanye West song. Maybe it was God Mode. When the nigga came out with 16 Chapels, God Mode, yeah, that I was right there listening. Like I was on KTT, the first KTT, not KTT2. I was on KTT talking about Travis Scott when Al Farrell came out, my nigga. Trippie Redd. I think Trippie Redd is very inconsistent, but the music that I enjoyed from Trippie Redd, I think I like Trippie Redd when he was screaming on the beat. Tyler, the Creator. Yep, you go up to the top. Go up to the top, buddy. You're right there, buddy. That's one of my goats. Once again, I said I found out about Tyler, the Creator with French. Vince Staples. I'm putting Vince Staples all the way up here. I put him under T-Pain. T-Pain he has so many classics, right? So it feels disrespectful to put him there. Wale. I personally rate Wale very high. I think right there is good. XXXTentacion. Now, I gotta be honest. With XXXTentacion, I felt like that was 2016, 2017, 2018. I would be on the bus in the morning listening to I Met the Devil in Miami. Depressed. Down bad. No money. Struggling. No food. On the bus, going to school. No food in my tummy. My broken ass Android phone. Down bad. No money. Track phone. Had a busted screen. Yeah. That held me down. Lil Peep held me down in that era as well. Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. Ski Mask song Gone. That specific song, that also held me down. It was a very rough time in my life. Cordae. I think Cordae has room for improvement. Namir, there's no improving for him. He goes up in GOAT territory for Soul Train. I'm kidding. That's a joke. You go here. Right here. Low Future. Yep. NBA Youngboy. I don't listen to enough NBA Youngboy. I probably should. Freddie Gibbs. All right. This might be controversial for some. He goes right. I personally think MC Ride. Why the are we specifically doing MC Ride like alone? MC Ride alone is kind of crazy, but I know they mean Death Grips. And to be honest, I would put it there. Ear of the Snitch, Money Store, Ex-Military, Bottomless Pit. Oh man, Bottomless Pit was so good. Yeah, that seems right. No, that doesn't seem right. Put that there. Yeah, that's in order. Or we got Megan Thee Stallion. I think Megan Thee Stallion makes very good music. I enjoy her music. I'm gonna put her right. I enjoy her music more than. I enjoy her music more than Wiz Khalifa. Do I enjoy it more than Chief Keef's hits? No. Roddy Ricch. I don't listen to enough Roddy Ricch. All I know is the box. Tierra Whack. Yo, you lucky. I'm gonna put her right here. I'll put it right there. Young Lean? Oh my god. Okay. MF Doom. Right there. Alright, now let's change up this GOAT tier. Alright, so Kendrick Lamar, obviously, right there. MF Doom. Some days I interchange these two. Right now I'm listening to more Kendrick Lamar. But legacy wise, like just but the thing is Kendrick Lamar's discography is so concise. It's like Bruno Mars. You know, like there are songs from there are like I wouldn't say whole projects from Doom. I think the JJ Doom project was very good. There are like a song or two that I skip. I don't think there's a single Kendrick Lamar song that I skip. So that's why he's number one. Kanye West, there are entire albums I skip. But the albums that I don't skip, and by entire albums I mean Vultures 1, 2, and Donda. I don't really care for Donda. I'm sorry to say it. And low-key, Jesus is King. I'm not religious. I don't really care for Jesus is King. Pusha T, I'm including his Clips music in this. Drake goes in very talented. I don't think he has a whole, and I know I said I don't like 3 whole Kanye West albums and I don't like 1 whole Drake album, but I don't think his heights are as high as Kanye's highs. So that's why he's not in GOAT territory. And then from there, it's just personal opinion. But I guess it's all a personal opinion, because there are people out there that wouldn't put Young Lean up here. But nigga, I grew up listening to Gatorade, alright? Shut the fuck up.